back. It's another Friday night kerfuffle. We have some returning players. Is Zella here, or is she just lurking in the background? Okay, maybe just lurking. We got Peter is working in the galley, still slaving away, and we got Mac Donaldson. He's working in the mines. So I guess we can figure out how well you guys are doing. You guys want to make an endurance check?
Gotta check that sloppy Joe.
Okay, let me see. And hold that. Okay. Let's see if I can do that here. Using this one, this one. I'm gonna be using my phone because to roll
Oh, I got it.
because
Oh,
Good luck.
technical issues.
Good luck there, brother.
since Neptune isn't here, my endurance is doing okay.
Yeah, you're hanging in there.
Okay, let's see. No, I'm not gonna play D&D. Come on. That's the thing. Okay. No, this one, Kerfuffle. Character select. There it is, Mac. Eye patch Mac. Because he has an eye patch now, lost his eye.
All right. So if you wanted to, technically, you could hang out with the other mercies during your off time. You get to know some of them. A lot of them are missing multiple limbs. Some of them missing both eyes. Um, we talked about how you might feel a little bit like you get made fun of because you're more able than the rest of them, but I don't know. I think that's silly.
Oh, wait. I don't know if that's right. Did I roll a 1?
An endurance?
Yep.
No, looks like you rolled an 8.
Oh, okay. It looks like a 1 on the app. Like, oh god.
Oh, I think yeah, maybe. Anyway, you did fine. So, I guess let's have a look. When you're down in the mines, make an awareness notice check. Since you've been working down there for a
Okay.
few days now. All right, so
Hmm.
you do notice, that there's they make your work basically with shovels and pickaxes. Those are pretty much the name of the game down there, and they've got these little hovercraft, troughs that you load up with organic material, the crystals, and then those, you can program. So if you wanted to try to like, I don't know, try to like reprogram it or something like that, that might be something you could try to do. But really, all it would do is be able to like hover around and fuck around with it. But maybe use it as like kind of like a hovercraft. But it'd be like the same specs as like the hoverboard, that you see. I think that they had in um, some of the other manuals, the Chromebook. I don't know if you
Hmm.
ever saw those. Except that it has like the SDP of like a data term.
Oh god. Oh, okay, so there are hover mine
The,
carts?
yeah,
They
mine basically, yeah, they're hover mine carts.
Hmm.
So you've been filling those things up,
Are
and
do
they're programmed to go
they
where they're supposed to go.
Oh, okay, so they're autonomous.
More or less. But you could
Or we push them along.
you kind of both. You could put it into neutral. You could disable it, but with a touch of the button.
Hmm.
You learn how to use them to assist your work, so that and basically, if you turn them off, they slowly lower themselves down into the ground. When you turn them on, then they use some kind of magnetic, or maybe there's some kind of dynamo, or you're not quite sure how they work, but they end up levitating a few inches off the ground. It's the same technology as the hoverboards use.
Would I know how to boost their speed?
You could try using a basic tech. If you want to try basic tech, figure
Oh,
out
I have. Oh,
figure out if there's a regulator that you could adjust. All right, so you would have to basically open up the panel and really dig in there. And you probably need to be a little stealthy about it, and you'd probably need some tools, which you don't really have.
mhm.
So, but you realize that
Okay.
it could possibly be done. That there's probably a regulator
Mhm.
that just needs to be adjusted. You'd have to fish around in there to find it, and then if you could adjust it, then you could change the base idle speed.
Okay.
You also notice.
I'll. Hmm?
I was gonna say
Sorry.
you also notice in the mines that there's a great deal of these glow rods which have been kind of embedded into the wall, but you realize that you could actually remove them and place them elsewhere. They've been sort of placed there and sort of like chiseled out a little niche, and then they've been kind of wedged in there, sort of haphazardly. You realize that they are totally movable. They operate on some kind of natural phosphorescence that is basically a chemical reaction, kind of like the glow sticks. It's basically a glow stick, but
Mhm.
it has like a little bit more of a punch to it because they do not diminish like a regular glow stick. They seem to be powered internally by some kind of maybe there's a internal chemical battery that's happening. They're a little bit tiny bit
I s-
warm when you touch them.
Hmm. So they are. Oh, oh, that was a crit. Basic tech, so I get 10. Wait, is it a crit? Rolled
No.
an 11.
Yeah, if you got rolled an 11, then you get 10 IP in basic tech.
Okay, now I have 14 there. Okay.
So you also
Oh
notice
my gosh.
that there are these
I
what they call AKT plug units, which are basically pressure detectors that will explode into a kind of a foamy material that will not allow air or fluids to pass through them, and they basically create emergency barriers in case there's a breach.
Okay, so these are like break glass in case of breach
Yeah, but
thing. I see
it's
those
not
like
like a break glass. It's like if you activate them, then they kind of explode in this. They have like a little like timer,
oh.
and they when they explode, it forms like a kind of a foam which quickly hardens. You don't want to get you don't want to get
Okay.
caught in those things when it happens. Basically, it creates a barrier
Mm.
um, that
How big is this thing? Like,
it's about the
is it
size.
like a
It's about this about maybe 2 feet wide. It's a cylinder. It has danger written all over it. It says you know it shows it how it will explode out the two ends. Um, and
but it needs to be activated.
Yes, it can also activate automatically based on pressure changes.
Pressure changes. So if can I take it or like is it would it be hard to slip in a it's a rod, right? Kind of like
No,
a
it's kind of
cylinder.
like
Okay.
it's like a cylindrical. Looks like the size of about maybe 2 feet wide, maybe by about 6 inches in diameter.
6 inches diameter. That is still pretty big, like a half a ruler.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like I can put it in my pants.
Right. No, you wouldn't be able to fit that in
It's
your
a
pants.
okay.
But you could
Like hey man.
you could maybe set one off, um, and you might be able to strategically place one to go off to create a barrier in the tunnel.
Hmm. I'll note that for now. Like I can.
So you
That's
know,
an option.
so you notice that they're strategically placed near the flush tunnels, which allow access to the outside ocean through reinforced airlocks. So these flush tunnels are often like lead away from the main artery toward the face of the cliff wall, which you guys are dug into.
Okay, so
So you
I think I
realize
have
that,
a
that
form.
these are a key safety feature for where you guys are at.
I think I'm forming a plan. This poem can be like a barrier if and when we escape through these tunnels that we can dig out, and then we make a poem wall, and I can get one of these glow stick things because you said it's haphazardly placed, so
Yeah,
they would not.
they're placed where you guys are working, where you need to see. You know, so they can be
Okay.
moved, but they do have a time limit before they will self extinguish.
Okay, so it's not like I can take one of them and turn it on and off.
No,
Mm,
yeah, they will eventually get dimmer and dimmer until they no longer work.
okay. So for now I'll note those foam. I should put that emergency foam makes a sticky wall.
Yeah, you've actually seen what they look like when they've exploded because you've seen where some of the flash tunnels, have been needed to be blocked off with these, and so you can see examples of how they've been used to create a barrier. You just don't want to
Glow
be
sticks.
next to it when it goes off because you might get caught in the barrier.
Glow sticks use for minor light.
Sloppage. Slop,
Okay.
sloppage. Sloppage. Oh.
Mhm.
Sloppage. Oh.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
the there's a part of galley crew that comes and delivers food to you guys. So you probably have a chance to converse during that time because you've been put on that detail, Peter.
Yep.
So Peter comes aboard ambling by with one of those maglev carts that elevates a little bit, and he's got a bunch of food on it. It's all kind of warm still, a little bit cooling off.
Get your slop. Come get your slop. You can't dig if you
How's the
don't get your
slop
slop.
today? How's the slop today, Peter?
Fresh and sloppy. Know how you like it sloppy.
Yep.
Peter, you can roll awareness notice check as well.
What the hell? I think that's on me. What the hell?
Zella, if you're here, we can't hear you.
Ooh.
You can't hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Yeah, no, we can.
I just hadn't said anything because I was eating.
I see. Well, you didn't roll your endurance check that I saw.
Oh, sorry. I'll do that right now.
Well, you fell asleep, Peter.
Peter's totally oblivious to everything. He's just feeding people. He's kind of focused on his work. He doesn't want to get sent to the hold.
I'm in my happy place.
But you can bring something to his attention if you want to try. You can try. You guys can role play for a sesh. And then Zella, you're also down here in the mines too, so you might overhear what they're saying. You might come by and get some food. You might be looking for information. I don't know what you're up to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking for. I'm kind of wondering what the armory's at,
Excuse me.
and if anyone know what the armory's at, and if anyone knows where it's at.
The armory. You okay? Well, I'll let you guys role play. So you guys are in um, the mining area, and Peter rolls up with
Ooh, that's a
with his
21.
food.
Okay.
Food.
Well, I'll wave over Peter.
What's up, Mac?
Peter, we need.
Give me some of that grub.
Here you
I
go.
may have a plan. I may have a plan.
All right. Well,
Well, it's a half of a plan yet.
hey, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step.
Well,
And the sloppy Joe. Here you go.
yeah, thanks. And I eat a bit and says, so we may be able to dig out through the tunnels and then hold up the guards using. I look around, like really keeping my voice low. Like, you see, there's those foam walls that they use to keep water out. So that may be a good barrier. Good barrier so that we can be able to work, or at least. But then half of the plan is that's gonna be a lot of pressure coming up. So from the
Yeah,
tunnel,
we'll probably get crushed.
yeah. So that's just half of my plan. So I don't
I
know
mean,
yet
if
how.
we're gonna dig somewhere, why don't we try to find the armory and we could dig into it?
Hmm.
Like, we need to find cold storage as well.
Hmm.
Why? You need to find a steak or something?
What?
No.
We don't have any good food. Not
You,
going to
you,
be.
you
No.
do have a freezer though.
Yeah.
Talking about, well, would they keep other things? You know?
Oh, right. Okay, so this is the map. So we would know that the prison is lower than the mining area. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
what would be the pressure? 20 around 2000 feet. Hmm.
We'd get
The
flattened
dome
by a
is.
pancake.
Mac would know because he's a sub jockey. He would know like the pressures that can crush a body.
Yeah, you would
The-
know that it would be pretty much too deep for most people to survive without some kind of suit, pressurized suit.
yeah, if only we had new scuba suits. That would have been.
No, it's even below new scuba depths. This is
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what we're going to have to do is get up to top aggro domes there, then find something from there. Unless somebody pull a sub out of their ass. Otherwise, otherwise,
yeah. I think the new scuba depths should go to like 200 meters, maybe.
200 meters.
If
200
that,
meters
if
is
that,
feet.
so you're at the
How
edge of
much?
even at the top agrodome, you're still at like 400, 500 meters down. Oh, that's feet.
400.
These are feet. Sorry.
500, yeah. Yeah, there's a feet.
So you might
that
Conversion.
technically would be enough.
so you might be able to get new scuba to work at 500 feet, actually.
But we still need to
Okay.
get up there to find if they have anything like that.
Yeah. And we would
Maybe a maybe a s- maybe a side tunnel going up from where I'm mining towards the agro. So that might be something. But I have to hide the tunnel going up. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Isn't Wes working up there at the top for
Yeah.
getting rid of
Wes is
whatever?
working at the storage or storeroom.
So, you may have had a chance to talk with Wes, but since he's not here, we'll say that you guys just briefly had a chance to talk with him, and he looked like he was more interested in some of the females. So anyway,
Typical Wes.
yeah.
We need to find someone more competent to be in storage.
Well, we'll see. The end of the week is coming up and our shifts will change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, anybody but Wes gets up there needs to take a look around.
Agreed.
Shoot, I'll even trust Neptune up there. He'll at least be able to find.
Yeah, Neptune
Okay,
seems like a
so-
good choice, and if I get up there, I can sneak around.
That kid, for some reason, basically stumble into anything.
Okay, so
But I do believe Wes does want us to help get Pink Eye out. At least maybe his brain. I don't think we could probably. If what I hear is true about him being a Borg, I don't think we could get the full Borg out.
Again, it depends.
So, Peter, you've made friends with. All right, I'm sorry. Roll human perception first, and we'll see if you've made friends or not. And then you can roll social check as well. If you get a critical success on human perception, you'll give you a bonus to.
15.
No, you're good. Yeah, so go ahead and roll social. See if you make a friend in the kitchen. So while you guys are talking about this plan, depending on whether or not you made a friend, you might think of that friend while you guys are planning.
Social?
We're just waiting for your roll there, Peter. Social?
Social.
Blind? Not here.
I think it's a cool. No, it's empathy roll.
Yeah, it's also an empathy.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, Peter, he doesn't have any.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to, but all right. So lucky you. I was looking for a 12 or higher. It's hard to come by friends out here. So, and since he's also a prisoner, this guy is kind of stuck in hell, so to speak. His goes by the name of Crispy.
I know Crispy.
Yeah, he's not a very pretty nickname for his real name's Alan. Considering his disability, he's got burns all over his face. He wears a mask. Crispy was badly disfigured in the foundries when a fellow convict took objection to Alan's sarcasm and whipped some half-melted ore nuggets into his face. In an effort to remove the burning liquid from his face, Alan destroyed all his fingers in one hand and two on the other. He now wears gloves and a plastic mask in order to hide the scars and works permanent position in the kitchen, which he actually does not mind since he does get along with the head cook. Crispy is still pretty sarcastic and generally dislikes people, but for some reason, Peter is on his good graces for the moment, and while you guys are talking about escaping, he thinks that Crispy might be able to help in some way. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Peter?
Yeah, I got this guy down in the commissary. He may know some stuff. He's been around. Plus, got it in with one of the guy head kitchen. He may be able to let us know some.
Well, the kitchen would be getting supplies from the up top.
Plus, just so you know, we also cook the habitat stuff as well, though we're not allowed in there, but the guards and those off duty, their food must. So he might know some stuff.
Oh.
I assume. There's only one big kitchen. Makes sense to cook it all.
Okay, so there is only one. Okay, so the main kitchen is this one on the cell block. So food is being prepared there, and then Going up to the aggro dome. Think. How will we make this work? Maybe.
Maybe Crispy. Did you say his name?
Well,
Did say Chris?
his real name's Alan, but
Yeah.
Alan.
Well, when I was saying, I said I knew this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I was like, maybe this friend of contact might be able to explore the prison more freely.
Yeah, a lot of people look down on old Crispy, but pretty all right. You got the same world.
When you say look down, now you're talking about prisoners or guards.
roll social again, Peter. Okay, so
even worse.
So you also made an enemy.
Oh shit.
Shank is one of the he's not the most popular of convicts, but you may have heard of him from the last episode. Shank owes a lot of people small favors, but nobody wants to break his limbs in order to collect, since it will irritate other people that he owes.
Right.
Anyway, Shank and you, after a few days of working next to each other, you haven't really got along very well. He's a bit of a show off. He's large. He won the fitness competition in the past, so he senses that you and John, I'm sorry, might be able to kick his ass or something. So he's really defensive around you guys.
No bite about it. Wait, was he the one that we sent to the hold?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the teacup.
Right. Yep.
Oh.
Yep, he's the one I need to get the SIGs from.
Yeah, Shank usually manages to repay people at the last second before they're about to pound his face. But whoever comes to collect the debt better do so with more than one person, because Shank is pretty tough. Yeah, he keeps away from the other convicts a good deal of time while he's under the watch of the staff. Shank volunteers time in the kitchen and now works 5 weeks out of the 10-week cycle there. So yeah, he's naturally pretty suspicious of people and their motives.
Okay.
But yeah, he kind of blames you for getting sent to the hold.
He should. He absolutely was sent to the hold because of me and my teacup.
Wait, I thought that was John. That was like sharp. Oh,
No, I talked him into it. Showed him how to do it.
Oh.
And John tried to steal it, and that's why he got.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. That's what happened. Okay.
Now, you can go ahead and roll social as well, Mac, and see if you made any friends in here.
Minor friends. I'm gonna put 1 luck.
All right. Well, you do know of somebody who might be cool, but because he's not really aggressive. He's not real strong or cool, or smart really, but and he definitely doesn't have a lot of information, so people don't come to him for things. Everyone kind of ignores him because they don't think he has anything to offer. So he kind of sticks to himself. He rarely talks to anybody, but you know that he goes by the name of Toad. He pretty much minds his own business. So any attempts that you've made to try to talk to him haven't really paid off yet. But yeah, and he kind of regards you with some suspicion. But you see him as you see some potential in him, perhaps, or maybe not. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, I've been talking to this guy named Toad, but he may think I'm very suspicious. Maybe. Well, I have to try to work on him first. So, still looking for some prospects. at his allies.
All right.
Well,
Scarlet, you can also roll your social roll and see if you meet anybody.
all right. I'm gonna put some luck in this. I'm gonna put 2 luck.
All right. So you do meet. I guess roll human perception. We'll see how well you know this person based upon your interactions. All right. So this chick's named Rough Sally, and so you're kind of intrigued by her. You see, she's got a tattoo, a teardrop under her left eye. She's got what looks like it might have been a smiley face, but it's actually a face with two X's where the eyes should be, and a kind of it looks like drool coming out of the side of its mouth. Anyway, looks like someone got beat up. That's basically her nickname. You're not sure what her real name is, but she's pretty loud, and she's very abrasive. She eats, talks, and gestures and moves like a Mack truck bulldozing its way through a crowd of people. So she's not easy to ignore, but you're not quite like cool enough to be her friend yet, unless you want to engage with her as in a role playing session. So she's got like a few other prisoners around her, and when you roll up on her, she's basically talking shit, and everybody's kind of got their attention on her.
All right, so I'm gonna wait for her to finish talking shit before, maybe walking up and introducing myself.
All right, so she eyes you up and down and says, "Okay, your name's Scar. So what?"
So I'm, trying to get around and know people, get connections, make friends.
She says, "Ha," to her friends. She wants to make friends. She kind of makes a joke out of it. You want to make friends? All right, well, just mind your own business. You notice that she's kind of short and shorter than you. Seems to be like a little bit overcompensating, maybe. But you don't really recognize how you're coming across to her as sort of threatening.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh,
I'm sure, I guess, but couldn't we, get to know each other?
She's saying, "You know what? We get to know each other. How'd you get to know my fist?"
ooh, how
Oh, oh,
bad?
no. All right. My character will kind of just back off. She just doesn't want to start a scene.
She you can tell that she actually loves fighting.
Mm,
Oh, okay. I'm. Oh, I don't have any brawling skills. I mean,
do you have any martial arts? Any?
I know kung fu.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. There's sweep. You can sweep them.
I'll be like, okay, maybe we want to go. Come on.
All right, you guys want to roll for initiative?
All right.
All of us?
Well, just I mean, she's talking to. I guess if you guys all want to like get into it, we can. Let's change the map up here. Let's find someone here that we can use. I don't know if I have anything, actually.
Come, let us learn about each other. Our fist.
Yes.
Needing to kick something for a while. Do this.
Go all
Peter
the,
starts limbering up,
all the way
doing
back.
stretches and lifting his leg over his head and basically showing everything that a Thai kickboxing master can do.
Right. He's doing the John Claude Van Damme stretch between
Yeah.
two of the floating, boxes of ore. Oh man, can't find
Roll
it.
a 15 on seduction.
All right, I don't know what I'm gonna use here.
Yeah, that's right.
It's messed up. All right, let's try this. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry it takes so long for this, but I want to do it right. Let's see here.
Get ready for combat.
All right, I think we got everything we need. Let's try this. Oops. Map on the fly.
Oh,
All right, so has everybody rolled their initiative?
what the?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Upload.
Yep.
All warmed up.
It's like the one map that I hadn't chosen yet. Sorry, guys.
Oh, good.
Everyone? Okay. Okay, let's see. Where's
Yeah,
my sheet?
We're building camaraderie through
Through
sparring.
fighting. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this character sheet doesn't have my martial arts in it.
Well, that's
Only
all
has
right.
the basic ones.
We will do the best we can
Yeah.
with what we've got.
Usually we add more tabs and then
Oh,
I did that with I'll put a screenshot of what I did with Turbo.
Well, when I go to like the combat tab and hit the skill it goes under, it does not have any of the expansion combat. It
Mm,
just,
I
it just. So I'm just gonna have to roll with base characters stat.
let's see, what did I do with Turbo?
Like it'd be like this.
Come on. Initiative. Are we like in a oh, where are we?
Right?
Are we in the mines?
Yep. That's
lunch break.
Come on, this
It's
character
lunch break
sheet.
in the mines.
Nope, I can't do that in the app. Apparently, the app doesn't like to use the initiative, so I have to wait for my character sheet on the PC.
That's all right.
Well, I can just roll a d10 anyway. D10.
And it's
Roll.
just a regular D6 for info. Unarmed punches plus body.
Okay, rolled an 8. So my initiative would be initiative plus 9 plus 8. 16.
Okay. I'm gonna put Sally up here. And roll for initiative for her. All right, got 16. All right, so she throws a punch. Um,
Okay.
she's got a skill level
Oh.
5, reflex of 9. So that's a 14 plus 1d10.
I'm gonna dodge.
Plus she gets a bonus of 2. Oh, she strikes. All right, smacks you with a 1d6 divided by 2. 1 point of damage, which your BTM can ignore. Only all but 1 point, so you just take 1 point.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
roll for location. It's in the gut.
Alright, so it's like, oof.
It's our background music right there.
Do you like that? She says.
How about this? And I'm gonna try to sweep her.
Okay. She's got, let's see, 14 plus 1d10.
Oh, it's the same number.
She rolls a 22. Oh, nice try. Haha.
Come on. As my character is kind of jacked.
All right. Do you want to try second action at -3?
uh,
You do have to roll a stun save, by the way, for that 1 point.
oh, okay.
All right, you're fine. Yeah, you want to continue to engage in the fight. You guys that are onlooking can either like try to fight as well, but it looks like it's just between these two.
And I put up a defensive stance.
Of course.
I'll do that. Expecting her next punch.
Right. Well, she kind of just revels in the success of defeating your attempt to rebuff her attack and that she struck you. Seems like, there, now you get to know me. And she laughs and kind of walks back to her other friends.
Oh, is that it? Get to kick anybody?
Uh, okay. I
Started playing my mental fight music for no reason.
That's weird. Okay.
So, there are a few other, we'll call them NPCs. We'll just, get some around here. So, and it looks like there are also some guards. They're kind of like looking around. So you realize that, to play it low key is probably wise because otherwise, you get the authorities involved. It's more like a power play. Like see if you can cause the other person to take some damage without getting caught.
All right.
The more violent the exchange, often the more meaningful. This kind of exchange was just like to show you that she could take you, and that you're probably not going to win.
All right.
Go ahead and let's see. Did everybody get a chance to roll um, social and do their awareness notice check as well?
I believe so.
Yes.
Did
I got a
you
friend and an enemy.
did you roll awareness notice yet, Scar?
I did. Oh, awareness notice? No. All
Okay.
right. I rolled human perception. I wasn't a fish.
All right. So this is more about the surrounding areas and stuff.
All right. All right.
Now that we got a map here, it's a little bit more meaningful. Although, ignore the trees out here, the edge where
Yeah.
we're gonna shake up the map here in a second. I'm gonna select the map layer, and we're gonna have an earthquake. So hold on to yourself. All right, I'm back in the object layer. Move you guys back. So, a lot of the rest of the tunnel is very dark, but if you have the ability to see in the dark, if you got some kind of biopic, um, you might be able to explore a little bit more. But for the most part, these are the areas that are lit up by those little tubes, and you see in this area here where they're the most lit. Okay, so where you guys are having your lunch break, um, you can see that there's quite a few more people in this area than I've indicated. Just imagine there's kind of a crowd around this area, and so this is an opportunity where you guys can share information without being noticed too much. But there are guards nearby, and as soon as you guys are done with your half-hour break, they send you back to work. So that means Peter has to leave
Okay.
and get back on the elevator and go back down, or go to the other mining shafts, wherever the work crews are.
All right.
Back to
Now,
work then.
Work. Oh,
Work.
Doug.
work. Want something?
You knew what I was going with.
All right. Well, y'all back in.
All right, so you guys have all had a brief, meet up with one of the medical personnel on board staff. So you guys do also know that there is medical facilities on the same floor as the cell block, and that if there was an emergency, that's where you would go. Um, in some cases, um, you know, you do have that implant that they put up your nose, but in some cases you might
Uh,
also have some reason to, I guess they might do an audit on that to make sure that it's still active and functional, and so they'll occasionally call people in during the day during shift to go visit medical. And so there's often sometimes some random person is called out by the security to go down to medical, report to medical is what they say. Yeah. And so then they're excused for a couple hours and they come back. And then someone else has to
so
report.
basically, our tools. Oh, sorry.
And then someone else has to report to medical. So occasionally, roll a 1d10. If you roll a 1, then you get called into medical.
So basically, our tools is very simple. Just shovel and pickaxe.
Yep, basically it. Not too much more.
Hmm. Can I tell if the pickaxe and shovel is like any different metal or anything?
Well, it's basically made out of steel. Yeah, anodized steel,
Okay. Steel pickaxe. Okay.
so it doesn't rust, right? 'Cause it's kind of wet down here.
Okay.
So you said you wanted to dig upward?
That's one of my plans going on. At least as an independent tunnel up. And
Let's. Well, I mean, I think we should at least try to figure out what's up above us. Get the armory, storage, all these sort of places we could hit if we
I
dig up.
feel like that might be in the agrodome because agrodome is very heavily guarded, and but there are still guards in the cell block itself, but it's very spacious and very like the do we know that there are like places in the cell block that is off limits, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Do we gather like information like what's behind that door, or does anybody know kind of like that, or we talked with some of the prisoners maybe?
Which door you mean?
Like specific, like, hey, that door is being guarded, like, do you guys know what's behind that, kind of like that? Maybe just one random barred door.
Um, I guess I'm not. Oh, you mean this door here on the map?
uh in this map, is there like somebody guarding like a specific door?
Well, yeah, probably this room here. Yeah, where there's just mining supplies. I'd say that there's probably a guard there.
This
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay, so they're guarding that place.
Yeah, they're
Hmm.
probably guarding the elevator. You know, that might be where the elevator
Mm,
would be.
okay. Is there a roving guard like checking on us, blah blah blah, kind of like that?
More than likely, yeah.
Okay. Hmm. I want to check something like uh, how sensitive those uh foam cylinders are.
Okay. So an AKT plug is what you're talking about. Um,
AKT plug. Yeah.
yeah. Um, one or two usually can be used to seal off a tunnel or a section, thereby making it airtight, providing there's no vents in the sealed section or no outlets for the air to escape. By disabling the
So
emergency,
I
there's a disable.
so it's not like if I throw a stone at it, it's not like gonna expand.
No, no, you would have to actually operate the panel and disable the emergency vent unit.
Hmm.
You might be able to use
Okay.
some scuba tanks to rapidly release more air into the section. There's a vent on the tube that will measure a pressure, air pressure, and that can cause it to stop its countdown. But generally,
Okay.
a difference in air pressure will cause it to automatically expand.
Mm, okay. That's how it activates. Okay. Think, think, think. How can I use that to our advantage? Like, if I get the guards in this room.
So you also your pad, the thing that's in your sinus, is also sensitive to air pressure. By the way.
Hmm. Like there's an alert. Like if I'm submerged in water with pressure,
No,
likely.
if you go up to the surface, it will explode.
Oh, okay. So it's surgically sewn into my nose, right?
More or less.
Hmm. Uh, so it's not like if I dig up, they'll know, right? Would they know if I dig up? Like, hey, that guy is
Yeah.
like less pressure on him now.
Well, I mean, digging up
Oh,
is.
they would know.
I mean, digging up is kind of hard to do. You probably start to cave in some of the ceiling. You know, it might not work well.
Mm. Okay, so scratch that plan.
Question is, does that implant in the nose track us?
The nose doesn't track you. It's just sensitive to air pressure.
Uh,
Yes, air pressure. Okay.
okay.
So digging up might not be. Maybe we can use those exploding bombs on the elevator. Like as we are going up, we use the bomb to block them from getting to us while we're going up the elevator. That might be it. But we have to secure the elevator.
Well, we still need to figure out where everything is.
Yeah, yeah, we need to map that out. Hmm.
Hopefully,
Think, think, think. Oh, sorry.
hopefully, someone more reliable than your friend that goes up to the storage next.
Um, Scar, I forgot to have you roll one more social roll. And did you get to roll two as well, Mac, for your character?
Just one.
Okay.
Just one
Okay.
social.
All right. So,
Everybody should get two.
all right. I'm gonna put the rest of my luck in there.
I'll put two lock into this one.
Okay, so Scar, you found out kind of the hard way that Sweet D is probably the best way to get stuff around here. He says he runs the place, right?
Okay.
Um, you know how he responded to you after you got him in smokes. He's
Yeah,
like
I run
yeah,
it. Yeah, you come to me for information and stuff.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Ooh.
mostly stuff. He's all about the hard sell, as you can tell.
Okay.
Remember, like the whole thing was about you getting his hard sell.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
that's
now I have one in social.
yeah. Give yourself a 10 IP there, Mac.
Nice.
Um, the the thing is, Sweet D um, can get you just about anything because he has contacts in security. That he gives them information. So watch your back, and he gets hard sell in exchange. So he often quizzes you and asks you questions whenever you're in his vicinity. and he gives you a pretty hard time. He threatens you with physical harm if you try to resist his questioning. So you probably try to avoid him more than anything,
Okay.
unless you actually need something.
All right. I'll tell Matt that. It's like, well, Sweet D is the guy we want to go. We want to talk to if we want to get things, contraband.
Hmm. We need tools. Or yeah, I believe we need those tools. Hmm.
Yeah. Though it seems like he might. He keeps questioning me every time I see him, and frankly, I think he's fishing for information. You know?
Well, maybe he would be interested in a way out as well. Could be another body.
Would be, but I don't think. But if it goes wrong, then I say the wrong thing, and I'll be like in the brig for the rest of my life.
Yeah, we need to be careful.
I can't just sit there and say, "Hey, man, you want out?" I've been hired by Miltech to get people out.
Yeah, no, 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 no. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 21
All right,
crit on
so
social.
you while you were hanging out with some of the mercies, you met one guy who seemed friendly. He goes by the name of Needle. He's got an eye patch like you, and his actual name is Adrian. A bad accident left him without legs, and so now he's forced to work as a mercy in the prison's laundry room. This doesn't seem to bother him too much, though, as he's also a tailor and usually spends his time fixing people's clothing. That's how he got his name, Needle.
Hmm.
You can roll a human perception.
Okay, human perception.
Am I able to roll a human perception on D?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Although I kind of already told you, what your human perception roll is going to give you.
Oh, okay. I could still do the roll.
Yeah, you might get some luck or some IP. I mean, oh, that's not the one.
Close.
That wasn't. That was persuasion fast talk.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
All right, so
12.
yeah, basically, all you know is that he likes chocolate. Um, and that you kind of gather that he doesn't say it out loud. That as somebody who works in the laundry, he's probably going to be able to tell if you've got blood on your sleeve or if you've got um, you know dirt on you from being where you're not supposed to, that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah. So same thing with you, Scar. You just know that he's the man, and that if you ever need any hard sell, probably go to him first. But you don't want to be hanging out with him, because he's gonna probably figure out all your secrets, one way or the other.
So we have somebody in the laundry room. We have somebody. Oh wait, Scars. Uh, Scar spread is in the storage or working in the storage, or
Um,
he can just get stuff.
well, Sweet D works in the galley. I think he volunteers
Oh, okay,
a lot, but
okay. So he's in the galley.
he also works in the mines too, about half and half.
Hmm. Okay. And he's been known to be the guy to talk with if you want something.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So, any questions, you guys? I think we might wrap it up there.
Okay.
Or
Yep.
close, unless you guys have some other stuff you want to explore. Oh,
Yeah,
we'll
I
finish up.
think we have bits and pieces.
I think
Yeah.
I was
Bits and
looking for
pieces,
for
but
one thing. Let me see if I can find it.
Things are starting to come together. Not
Yeah.
really.
We're getting a
We've
few clues.
we've
Oh,
got some seeds.
oh, you guys
Seeds that we shall nurture.
roll
I wonder.
roll a
Oh,
street deal. Each of you guys get to roll streetwise or street deal. Let's see how much slang you guys pick up.
Streetwise street deal.
I'll use my rest of my luck here, which is 3. Just for fun.
If this is the last roll, then I'm
Thank-
using all my luck. 6.
All right. Um,
Oh,
Well,
so how many of you guys know what A-locked means?
I don't know what.
This is a reference to being airlocked or being killed by being pushed through an airlock.
oh.
Okay, so you guys
Oh,
also
God.
hear. Do you guys anybody know what BA refers to?
that's the first name of
Badass.
B.A. Baracus.
Okay, so BA is kind of like BC or like AD. It actually refers to before Arasaka. So,
Oh.
so, when people
Ah,
so when people are talking about back in the old days, they're talking about BA.
before Arasaka.
Didn't Arasaka start like in the 1940s?
Well, Arasaka took over this prison system fairly recently.
Oh, so
Ah,
it's
specific.
before Arasaka in the prison.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you guys also learn what it means to be big in the prison. You guys can probably assume that means to be in a lot of trouble.
Hmm.
Yeah, the bigger you are, the more in trouble you are. So to be big in the prison means you've done a lot of bad things. Cell block 2 doesn't really exist because Subatica only has one cell block. When people talk about cell block 2, they're really talking about something that doesn't exist or they're making shit up. It's usually like someone making fun of you. Like, oh yeah, over in cell block 2, you guys have heard people try to make you believe that there actually is a cell block 2, but there's not.
It's like telling people Alt F4 is a good command in video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys also learn about what it means to be clocked. That's when you've been accused of doing something.
Hmm.
And you also learn what dog chains mean. These are security measures or precautions that are placed on somebody. You hear the security guard saying, "Hey, put some dog chains on that guy," and that just means that you engage the either the cramping effect that can be done with the push of a button. It can cause you to go into seizure mode, or they can actually paralyze you that way as well. So it can cause pain and paralysis with a touch of a button. That's usually what they call putting dog chains on you. Also, earning a doggy treat is what the security referred to as having a conjugal visit, earning the privilege of using the conjugal rooms with a person of your choice. Anyway, so yeah, that's usually what people are using their free time to do. But it's first come, first serve in the conjugal rooms. Yeah, they go quick.
I also know prison napalm.
Right. Other people, they're all about drugs, and so the slang here down in prison for drugs, or being on drugs or out of it, is to be dragged. Rather than drug, they call it dragged. So
Do we know? Do we know what happens to like prisoners who are, presumably dies here?
well,
Because
yeah, they usually
I'm thinking of like the A team.
well, they usually
when-
they usually refer to anybody who's dead down here as A-locked because you're gonna get pushed through the airlock one way or another.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Okay, so I can't do a Hannibal and like, oh no, I'm dead, and then escape through the cremation process.
That would be
No,
funny.
you'll
Okay,
just
don't
get
do that.
vented.
Don't do that. Okay.
All
You
right,
become
so
fish
Hmm.
food.
a lot of people refer to dry side when they talk about dry side. What they mean is like returning to dry land, or going up above. You know. When being tasked with the running errands or doing favors in exchange for something, like what Scar had to do a couple of sessions ago, that's called fishing.
Okay.
So a lot of people
Fishing.
refer to your fishing trip. Remember that? The
Yeah, I remember that.
the fishing trip. uh, FO stands for federal offense or an important person. Somebody who's a federal offense can also be considered an important person. So they say, "Hey, that FO." Um, they usually it's kind of a derogatory term that it's actually been turned on its head a little bit. So they, like anyway, turned into like a badge of honor. Does that make sense? Anyway,
Hmm.
FO originally stands for federal offense. So anybody who's
Yeah.
been accused of or is a convicted felon of a federal offense, which is most of you, would count as an FO. All right, so you guys are familiar with the term grab. You remember what that means, right?
Yeah,
Eh,
basically any physical thing you can get.
Yeah, a hard sell, similar. Mostly contraband though. When people talk about having a headache, what they really mean is your pad exploding.
Mm.
Oh, did that guy have a headache? Did his pad explode?
Uh,
um,
so the thing in our nose can't explode.
yeah, and it usually happens because of a dramatic decrease or of pressure and a change in oxygen levels. So, yeah, that would be because you were above ground or on the surface. In which case, you're not supposed to be. So that's why it would detonate. Um,
And how bad is this detonation?
um,
Enough to take your head off.
yeah, give you a headache. That's what they say. It gives you a headache.
Uh,
All right, so hips is a term for hypocrites. It's usually a reference to the staff who the convicts joke about being as much of prisoners as they are. They're a bunch of hips. Um, Prisoners also refer to their best friend or their cellmate as their main C. So you've heard that used. Being patted down means having a pad installed into your head. Noobs is what all you guys are considered. But it really also refers to corporate idiots or mindless corporate zombies. A lot of people have referred to Wes as a noob in particular. Um, Mercies, you guys know what mercies are. Those are the prisoners who are unable to fulfill the high work quota due to a medically certified reason, usually having more than one leg. Uh, Even one leg will do it. So, yeah. A Pez is a mini torpedo or a small person that packs a wallop. So that would be Rough Sally, for instance. She's considered a Pez. Pocket means to shut up. So you've heard her say that. He's like, pocket. And then basically it's like someone she's telling that person to shut up. You've also heard people say, in regards to, spilling everything that they say, puke it up. So that's kind of a way that they tell you to tell you what you know. Puke it up. You've heard D use that term to you, Scar.
uh,
Also, if you've ever encountered somebody who's been plastered out on drugs, usually they're referred to as rich. Also, for various reasons, anyway. A ridge runner is someone who's generally a pirate or a smuggler. You've heard of ridge runners that sometimes visit the station to get some good prices on some of their wares that are hard to find. Also, sometimes bounty hunters come here with prisoners who have been on like a most wanted for prisoner transfer from bounty hunters expecting a bounty for transfer. A lot of times that can happen down here too. You've also heard of Rip Job Labs, which is a lab specializing in body parts, cloning, and cyber replacements. These are rumored to exist somewhere underneath the ocean. And you imagine that some of the people who die down here unexpectedly might become parts. Or, maybe there's something happening here. So there's also this idea of sessin, which means to talk or have a conversation. So usually you guys are having sessin, or you are sessin when you're having lunch break. So that's the guards will say, "Hey, quit your sessin. Let's get back to work." Yeah. When several individuals join together to bring down a larger target, that's generally referred to as schooling a target or schooling somebody. Slip side up is usually referred to as the surface, or sometimes it's just called, what somebody likes to experience when they're feeling good. They'll say, "Hey, I'm slip side up." If someone's asking you how you're doing, they'll say, "Hey, I'm slip side up." Or if they're not doing well, they'll say, "Oh, I'm slip side down." And it also refers to sciatica, being slip side down, and the surface as being slip side up. So they're kind of dual purpose slang terms. Slip side up means up above the all this, up on the surface. When people are referring to like the surface, what's going on up there, they talk about slip side up rather than talking about the surface. And then when they're talking about sciatica, they refer to it as slip side down. And it also is a reference to your own, how you're doing. Either you're slip side up or you're slip side down. Smileys are what most people refer to as dirty magazines, because they make you smile. Smooth means to steal from or to rip off. You smooth somebody, you're ripping them off. Tubing means to be pushed into the tube, which is what John is experiencing. Yeah. And then going uncooked or vegetarian is a reference to raw meat or having your cyber equipment stripped off. So you guys have all gone vegetarian in a lot of ways. And finally, to be known as somebody who's very big is somebody who's either in real big trouble or has done something really, 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 really bad. All right, guys. So that was your lesson in prison slang.
So pink eye would be really bad.
Yeah.
Or really big.
Exactly. All right. Did you guys roll your streetwise? Okay. What did you guys roll? Who rolled the highest? That would be Mac. Okay.
Yep.
Mac, yeah.
All right, Mac. Let's see here. Roll 1d6.
1d6. Oh, that's weird. I did not know that. You can do that. Okay, rolling dice.
All right, number 4. Okay, so in regards to, there's a rumor going around. What was your roll for your streetwise? 19?
19.
Okay, BA, pilfering was for chump change, for small timers. Prisoners scrambling around like rats and all that, trying to get a little hard sell from the small stuff they could steal. Now the game's gotten bigger, with word that somebody's paying nice hard sell for really big items. A lot of science equipment supposedly went down when the flood hit, but some people say they saw some of the equipment being moved into the air ducts. So that's what you find out. And you know what BA means, right?
Yep.
All
Before
right.
our song.
Yeah.
Well, some things might still be in the air ducts. How big is the air ducts? Can I fit in it?
Yeah, you haven't really seen where the entrance to the air ducts are yet. You haven't really looked for any yet. But now that you know that they exist, you can start looking for them.
Yeah, okay.
In the mines,
that.
there aren't any air ducts in the mines. You can tell that. That's pretty.
Search air duct.
All right. So who else?
Or-
Who else rolled streetwise above 15. Let's see, that would be, or even above 10, I guess. You could probably get, 10 is fine. So yeah, streetwise. Okay, so we'll do Peter.
Yeah.
Let's see, roll 1d6. You hear a rumor about
I heard a rumor.
about the flood, the flood that happened when you guys weren't
Oh,
here. And what was your roll? You rolled a 16. All right, so
I did.
for an accident, seems to have done more good than bad. An accident, you say? Then again, you probably thought the sinking of the Titanic wasn't a conspiracy. Am I right? Somebody wanted the basement flooded, and now Arasaka's too scared to fix it up. Makes you wonder what they're hiding down there.
Does.
Yep. All right, so
Yep.
Scar, you rolled 12, right? Roll 1d6.
Yep.
Roll 1d6.
All right.
All right.
6.
6. Good.
Okay. So, you hear a rumor about a scary monster. There's a monster? Say, ain't you the same fool that was talking about Santa Claus in his Christmas list? Get out of my face, fool. That's about all you hear about the scary monster.
Mr. T?
Yeah. So,
Is it Pinka?
yeah, who knows?
Think I got turned into a shark.
Yep. All right, so that's that with the rumor mill. Let's see what else is going on here. What else can we talk about? All right, so after, okay. Let's
I
see.
should watch Breakout. Or wait, was that movie Breakout the one with Sylvester Stallone?
Maybe. Yeah, it might have been.
There's
Can't
2 of them.
remember.
Don't worry about it. They made a sequel.
They made it. Wait, yeah, I need to watch that so I have ideas how to like. How to escape?
Well,
me
so I guess we're gonna end it there because we only got about 15 minutes before people have to leave, and I do want to read through these scenarios a little bit more deeply before I just toss you in there. I have one specially for Wes too. But you guys got to meet some more characters, and we'll continue to introduce more NPCs next week. Actually, we won't have a game next week because I will be out of town briefly. Unless you guys want to switch and do a Saturday, or actually that's not going to work either. Let me think here.
Oh, it's Escape Plan. Escape Plan 1 and there's 3 Escape Plan. Oh my god.
I didn't know there was a third one. I knew they made a second one.
Oh my god. Well, I know what I'm gonna.
Yeah. So we do
You
have.
say that, but you got to make it through the first one first.
My gosh. Yeah.
We need somebody to be in the supply detail before we can really run this next one. Yeah, so, and I want to have Wes for the next one anyway, too. So we're probably going to miss next week, and we'll begin again the week following.
Okay.
And so by that time, I will have a better grasp on these, and we'll look forward to playing with you guys. Thanks for coming out tonight. Appreciate you guys' time, and I hope you guys are enjoying learning about Subatica. And
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
if you have any suggestions, go ahead and email me. Also, if you have any questions about what's going on and what you can do, what you can't do, if you have any ideas that you want to share, please
Yep, gotta go, guys.
feel free to share. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Laters.
Have a good one.
We'll see you.
Bye.